Hi, team. Welcome to today's team call. It is January 28th. Oh my goodness, we're almost done with January. Can you even? Whoa. Can you guys see me and hear me? Yeah? My computer went crazy. Okay, so January 28th, welcome to the team call. This week we do have some new people on our team, so I want to just give you a warm welcome. Jen, Katie, Tina, Kaylee, Tammy, Megan, and Cassandra. Success Club rock stars in the house. We have Ashley with 16, Kyra, me, Kinsey, Kelly. We have a lot of people who are still on the board who've changed 1 to 2 lives. Can you guys hear me? This is gonna make me crazy. Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna keep rolling then. Super shout out to Brian. He is brand new coach and got on the board, already helped somebody, so shout out to him. What to know? We have a lot of stuff actually in the what to know. As far as team stuff, please be a part of team events. Like, I host them so that you can be a part of them. I don't care if you're a discount coach. I don't care if whatever. If you're in Divine Dynasty, you are welcome. We have all sorts of stuff. If you go in the team page, go to events. A lot of the meetups are local. So if you are not local and you would love more virtual events, then you just need to let me know. That way we can plan those. But join in on the fun. We do have a February workout. Yeah. Kickboxing? Is that okay? February's next. Yes. So we have kickboxing in like 2 weeks. Elevate will be a Sunday afternoon. My coach Stacy is hosting a slumber party the first weekend in March. It will be at her house. It's just going to be very chilled, very relaxed, not necessarily business oriented, just kind of a way for us to hang out. So if you're in the area, you need a night out, like just come hang out. Maybe you're total mom mode. I understand. I feel you. I get you. And you're like, I can only take a couple of hours. That's fine. Come for a couple hours and just spend time with us. Trust me, the girl time, the getting out, doing something for yourself will make a big difference. I know it's scary sometimes putting yourself out there, meeting new people, but I really, really have to shout out to my girl Elizabeth because she showed up to her very first group workout, like getting out of her comfort zone, and it filled her cup. And Carissa drove an hour to do it too. Afterwards, they were both like, I was so scared, but I'm so glad I did it. And I'm glad you were there too. March workout will be in Robinson, March 19th. We would love to have you there. Special request for strong Zumba. I've never done it before, but I hear it's a little bit of a challenge. So it'll be fun. If anybody wants to carpool, let me know. As far as Beachbody, Team Cup registration. If you did not catch my live video in the team page, was that today or yesterday? I don't remember. My days all squirrel together. Team Cup registration ends on the 31st. Y'all, that means like we need to get our shit together. So if you are wanting on a Team Cup, just let me know. It's honestly just for fun. It's just to get you out of your comfort zone, similar to Team Spirit, although Team Spirit is more just like your own health and fitness. Team Cup obviously is business focused, but I want to be there to help guide you in that aspect, get you set up with a team so that you guys can push together. Success Club Trip 2020 will be March 25th. If you're not going to be there, you can opt in for the 2021 trip, and you can start earning right now today to be able to go on that trip. The FAQ is $32.64, so be sure to check that out. Summit. I don't know if you guys know my big goal for Summit, but I want 100 people from our downline there. That number is insane, and especially with it being New Orleans, I know that's a really hard number to push because we didn't even have that many when we were in Indy. But I'm pushing for New Orleans. New Orleans is going to be our thing. So if you have not registered yet, there is the Summit ticket sale. It's $165 now through the end of the 31st. If you have not registered and you plan to, make sure you post in the team page in the Summit event section, and you ask who already has registered. That way you can refer them and they get a wristband for an exclusive workout. Like legit, just let them refer you. If you already have your ticket and you know somebody who hasn't gotten theirs yet, get on their ass and tell them we need 100 people, including them, to be there with you. And then you can have them refer you and you can earn that exclusive workout. The FAQs for that is $21.96. So if you have any questions, if you do not know how to access the Beachbody FAQs, it's super simple. You go to Google and you type in Beachbody FAQ, and then it should be like the first or second link. But if you do that, you can pretty much type in anything Beachbody related, and you will have all the details, all the fine print, like the stuff that they have to make. It's all there. So it has all your answers. Today, I am going to be speaking about, like, the topic for today's call is Make It Matter. And honestly, it was kind of a big, just a jumble of thoughts. I was listening to podcasts, just where my mind has been lately. And so that's where I'm just going to dive in. If you guys do have questions about anything at any time, of course, you can always unmute. I'm going to hide the chat while I talk, and I'm going to drink some unicorn powder. I will be flying, Carly, so you can totally fly with me, but I'll probably go a day early. All right, let's get this started. So everybody's here. We're on this team. It's freaking amazing. I get people, especially being in my business, seeing my success. I get people who start coaching for the business. And they come to me and they say, you know what, I want to do this business too. Maybe you've been in this point. Realize, no shame here. Like, this is a judgment free zone. I'm just speaking the truth here. I get people who say, I want to work this business. And then they try for a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, and then they just don't. And I always get asked, well, how are you so successful? Even from successful coaches, from other coaches who are already doing the thing, they ask me, well, what's the secret? How do you actually do it? How do you show up through the hard? How do you show up, you know, when life gets tough? And you guys saw my call last week. I was a crying mess. It's real life. It's raw. I listened to a podcast today by Tony Robbins with Jenna Kutcher. Go listen to it after this. But she really talked about business life integration, and I think that's my biggest benefit. There's no separation between this business and my life. Why? Because this business is my life. Like, it's not the business. The business is something totally different. This is my life. Being healthy is my life. Feeling better is my life. Taking care of me is my life. Finding my happy is my life. So when people are like, but how do you balance it all? How do you find the balance between your husband and your kids and friends and this and that? This is just my life. I mean, it's all important to me, so I make it a priority. And that's what it comes down to. You have to find a way to integrate this into your life and make this your real life versus just a diet or a thing that you're going to try and you're going to give up. I actually already made my podcast for tomorrow, and this topic is my entire podcast. And I got so real and raw, and I'm excited to bring it to you guys because I feel like I can be more down to earth with you and I can be more open with you. Because when people ask me, how are you successful? My answer always is and always will be, I just do it. And I know everyone's like, come on, what's your actual answer? But that's like, actually my answer is I just do it because I don't have a plan B. And that's my biggest thing. I don't have a plan B on how I can be healthy. This is the thing that solved it for me. I don't have a plan B on how I can be a better mom. This thing solves it for me. There was never a plan B when I needed to lose that 20 pounds because I knew my goal going in to lose the 20 pounds, I had to do something because I was pushing my husband and my kids away because I was turning into that scary mom, the mom that I would never want to be. I was turning into her. So my options were show up and take care of you no matter what. Do these workouts, feed your body, feel better, or you're losing everything. And those are the only options. So when people ask me, but how are you motivated to work out? I am not motivated to work out. I'm not motivated to eat right. I'm not motivated to go send messages and do this job. I don't have another option. This is my life. And that's just it. Is really, in order to find success, you have to make this matter to you. And I know there's some girls on here who are not working the business, so I'm just going to play it both sides. If you want to lose weight and you want to feel better, then you have to make it matter to you. You just saying, oh, well, I want to be skinny. You are never, ever, ever going to get to your goal. You're never going to get to that weight. You're never going to feel happy if you're only chasing skinny. It's got to matter more than that. With this business, maybe you're like, oh, I just would love to make $100. That's not going to be enough to push you. Making money is not going to be enough to push you. It's got to matter. If you're in this just to make $100, I can tell you, you will give up, because there are easier ways to make $100. And I'm just going to be 100% honest. You can go to a job and check in, check out, get that paycheck, and good, you've met your goal. This takes work, so it has to matter to you. I don't know if anybody was on the call that Carrie hosted for us last year, that Carrie, the unicorn hair. I freaking love her. She was spot on though, and it was the first time I had ever heard it, because I always preach about your why. You have to have a why, a reason to show up, and that's what I really mean when I say you got to make it matter. Is you have to find a reason to walk, like a why, a reason to show up every single day to fight for whatever goal you have. But when she broke it down, she took it a step further. She said you can't just have a why. You have to get disturbed AF about why you're here. Get so in the feels about it that you don't have another option. There is zero other options. So for example, if you're taking me, for example, I don't like to wake up early. I don't like to eat right. I don't like to work out. None of that. But I do it because it helps me fight that mental, like the mental, emotional, like the voices, all that stuff. I don't know if you guys know, mental illness literally runs in my family. Like I have multiple family members who suffer from different mental illnesses. It's a real thing. And I don't know if you know the statistics, but statistically, men are more likely to have mental illnesses than girls. And I knew, Kenny and I both knew, this was a talk we had to have going into having kids. What happens if we have a child who struggles with this? What are we going to do? Are we going to risk having lots of kids to have the chance, I don't want to cry, have a chance that one of them will struggle with this? And it was a really big talk that we had. And of course we had kids because that's what we wanted. But when I went from like being this overachiever, multiple jobs, all this stuff, to being a stay-at-home mom, losing everything. Like I didn't have friends. I didn't have my husband. I didn't have any, like I was lost. I changed diapers and listened to babies cry. That was it. I had no purpose. And I love my kids very much, and they saved me multiple times. Anytime I wanted to give up, guess what? I had those babies right there beside me. But that doesn't mean I still didn't have purpose. Being a stay-at-home mom does not give me purpose. I don't care which way you want to color it. I love spending time with my kids. Quality time is my jam, but I don't want to spend 24/7 with a child up my behind. That just doesn't fulfill me. And when I was struggling postpartum and really like losing who I was, it was kind of like that light bulb that as I was pushing Kenny away, as I was screaming at my crying kids because he wanted a drink of water, I told myself, this is what you didn't want. This was the talk that you guys had before you had kids. You did not want the mental illness issues that you've seen. You didn't want this. So you have to do something about it. And so I did something for me because I knew, I got disturbed about it. I knew if I did not change my happiness, my body, whatever it was, that I would lose my husband. That he would just one day get tired of my terrible behavior and he would pack up my children and he would leave. And he deserved to. He had every right to, because I was not a nice person. And I knew at that rock bottom point that I had a decision I had to make. And if I did not do something about it, I was going to lose everything, 100%. And that was why I could show up every single day. That's why I got up out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning after I finished nursing my child and I did a workout and I took care of myself. That's why I follow those containers every single day. And what I learned was the difference that I felt. It's literally night and day. And especially now, you probably notice this. A lot of you guys have been here for about a year now and you got great results, feeling awesome, feeling amazing. And then comes winter. And anyone else notice that as soon as it started turning cold, things were going downhill? And you're like, where was my happy-go-lucky self? What happened? Y'all, let me introduce you to seasonal depression. And you don't notice it before because that's just how you feel year round. But you notice it more now because it's different. And I noticed that. I noticed the difference in how I was then to how I am now. And it is like, back then, I never, ever, ever would have thought that this feeling, this excitement, this energy, this happiness, this love that I have was an actual thing. I would look at those people and be like, what is she smoking? Like, nobody can be that happy. Really? I know you guys said it about me. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you, because you don't know until you've gone through it. You don't understand until you've had that change yourself. You got to get disturbed enough to show up for it. So on the days that I did not want to get out of bed, you know what I told myself? I told myself, what if this was your child? You're literally going through the thing that you did not want for them. And they have every opportunity to develop one of these mental illnesses if something is not right, because that is just all internal. It's all brain stuff and science stuff. And it really comes down to the balance of your bodies and all that fun jazz. But the more that I was taking care of me, the better I was feeling and the happier I was, the more I could fight off those negative feelings. And I say that because on the days that I could not get my ass out of bed, I said, if you don't, your child could suffer from a mental illness. Your child could fight their whole life not knowing what it's like to be happy. Because guess what? I mean, hello, I'm that story. I mean, I was always happy, but I've never felt this before. I've never felt this before. And I don't want my kid to wake up one day and not feel this joy. Every single day, I want them to be so extremely happy and grateful and full of love and life. And if that means I've got to pull my ass out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, push play on a 30-minute workout, you better believe I'm going to do it. Why? Because my child's life depends on it, literally. I would tell myself, if you don't do this, your kid is going to be miserable. Your kid is going to suffer from a mental illness, 100%. And I did that before Carrie, really explained this. But that was me. I'm an all or nothing kind of person. So I got to have something pushing me. Then I lost that weight, whatever. The second part of my story is kind of when Kenny went on turnaround. And it was 96 some days, 13-hour nights, 7 days a week. He had an hour drive there and an hour drive back. I don't know if you guys know math, but I'm going to ask you every single time, how much time does that give us? 10 minutes together if we're lucky? So as I'm rocking my crying child and he's crying for his dad, I had to ask myself, what are you showing up for? Why do you have this business? What are you fighting for? I had to get disturbed about it. It was when I sat there and said that this is going to be my future. My kids will never get a dad because this is our life. When my choice is I either get to settle for this or I get to do something different, what did I do? I showed up every single day and I sent the messages and I did the work. Why? Because if I didn't, my kids would lose their dad. Kenny's job is very, very dangerous. He does not tell me a lot about it because it is so dangerous. I don't know if you guys know what scaffolding is, but it's the stuff that goes way in the sky to build things, and it hangs out, literally hanging from his toes like a monkey over steam and fire, and they've got all sorts of gases out there. The wrong move and the whole place will blow up. So every single day, he risked his life. And every single day I had to tell myself as I'm rocking my crying child, if you do not go to work after you get your kids in bed, your husband will he won't be a part of their life or he will die trying to be a part of their life. And you know what? Every single night I could stay up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and get my shit done and move my business forward because my husband's life depended on it, because my kids' life and future depended on it. I got disturbed about it, y'all. I had a reason to show up 100%. And now I'm just going to be honest. I'm kind of in a place of comfort. This past year has been everything that I've ever dreamed of for my family. We're not financially free, but everyone can say, oh yeah, I want to be debt free. How many people have that goal, right? We all have that goal. We want to be debt free. But how can you get disturbed about it? How can you really make it matter? To me, if you know, like obviously I want to travel the world. That's super goal. But I can't really get disturbed about that because that's just kind of fun for me. That's not even like a big thing. But you know, another thing I really, really, really want to do is I want to be able to walk into our school and I want to hand them a check and I want to say, I don't care what the cost is, but I want you to feed all these babies. Make sure that they have food. I want to be able to do that. Why? Because more than you know, there are kids in your town near you who do not get fed. They don't have food. They don't have the money for it. Their family is hungry. And every single day that I don't want to work, I say, you have to do this so that you can be financially free, so that you could feed those kids, so that you can give them something to eat. I get disturbed about it, you guys. Literally, I don't have to work this hard. I choose to work this hard because it matters to me. One of our big goals, well, one of my big goals, I always wanted to be a surrogate. And that is not going to happen because I've had 3 C-sections. It's just not worth risking my life in order to do that. But I really would love to adopt. And Kenny always told me, we made a deal, like once we're debt free, then we can consider that as an option. And that's really one of the big reasons that I have debt free on my goal list. Like I want to be able to adopt. And even if we don't adopt, I would love to be able to fund an adoption for someone else. Because how many parents out there would love kids but can't afford it? You know? How many kids out there have nothing? I've seen the system. I've watched a part of the system, not the like orphan system, but the behind the scenes of family trouble system, and it fucking sucks. Like they don't, I love that they try to make it better for the kids, but it really is not. It's a broken system. And every single day I can tell myself I will get up and go to work so that these kids who have nothing and who aren't loved can get the opportunity for that, so that one day I can either fund an adoption, I can take care financially of something in that realm. I don't know what it is, but every single day I can fight for it. Seeing those faces of kids who are unloved, seeing those faces of people who have nothing, I can fight for that every single day. So the question is, whatever your goal is, and I don't want you to use my goals, I want you to use your goals. What's your goal? What are you fighting for? And I really want you to type it right here. What are your goals? What are you fighting for? Are you getting disturbed about it? Are you making it a non-negotiable? The whole success is possible. You want to know how I was successful? YouTube, y'all. Like the cool thing about 2020 is that everything you've ever needed to know is on the internet. You have so much knowledge and power at your fingertips. No matter what you want to accomplish, you can do it. It just comes down to, are you deciding to take action? Are you deciding to show up for that? And if you're saying no, that's totally fine. But I need to ask you, are you making it matter? Or are you just letting it be an excuse? Are you telling yourself those limiting beliefs that you feel? Because I know as you're typing these and you're like, oh, I can't do that because insert limiting belief here, right? We all struggle with it. But what I need you to realize is when you can get disturbed about why you're here, if you can make it matter, if every single day you go to your workout and you say, okay, today I am going to push play. Today I'm going to eat right, because if not, and I'm going to take it to the super extreme, if not, my child is going to grow up addicted to sugar, obese, and have like severe health problems and will not make it, you know? Like, let's just get super disturbed about it, because your kids create habits that you, like, you're the example for them. So the habits that you have are the ones that they create. How many kids are suffering right now because they don't know how to eat, because they don't know how to fuel their body? So many kids. And you are their example. So if you're not working out, if you're not eating right, if you're treating yourself like crap, if you're being mean to yourself every single day, guess what example is being set for them? Guess what that they see every single day? They get to see that. Do you want your kids to grow up like that? Or are you going to get disturbed enough to show up and push play in a workout every single day? Are you going to get disturbed enough to eat right? Are you going to get disturbed enough to say, let's make healthy options. Let's choose eating healthy, you know? So I really need you to think about what you want to accomplish. And I need you to think about the thing that's holding you back from getting there now. How can you make it matter? How can you really dig deep into that and literally make it burn from your heart so that no matter what, no matter excuse shows up, you say, okay, nope, I'm getting this done, because if not, my child's life depends on it. My life depends on it. Whoever depends on it. If I don't do this, this thing is going to happen, and it will be detrimental, right? So I'm just going to be honest though. It's really hard still. Like, it can be something that matters to you, and those limiting beliefs and those excuses can still sometimes fog your action, right? It'll sometimes stop you from stepping into that scary, because even though it matters, even though you do anything from for your children, fear's still there. Yeah. So I want you to think, you're sitting in this room. It's just like an office room, no big deal. You're just waiting for a meeting. You don't know who you're meeting yet, but in walks this human. And I say human because Brian's here. Normally I would say a woman, but in walks this person. And this person, you can't see their face yet, but this person they're just so charismatic, and they just hold themselves taller, and they're stronger, and there's just something about them that radiates energy. You know, they have awesome characteristics. I want you to type right here, what are some inspiring characteristics, things that you look up to in other people? And when this person walks in, that's just what they are. That's what they hold. That's how they show up, right? And then you finally look over, and it's you. But it's you in 5 years, you know? And you're like, that's that person that I was just complimenting and so proud of. That's me. And the thing is, it is you. You can see them. You know the qualities right here in the chat. You know the qualities that they possess. What's stopping you from getting there is those fears and those limiting beliefs. But what I need you to do is I need you to stand up to her or him, and I need you to ask to borrow their confidence. I need you to realize that future self, the one that you look up to, already has all the confidence that you need right now to go through the next 5 years. You see, the thing is, if you go in that room and you look at the person you were 5 years ago, you're better than that, right? Like, you've grown from that person. You've created new, better habits. You have become a stronger person. If you could go back 5 years and look that person in the eyes, hold their hands, what would you tell them? What would you say to her, to you, to him? What would you say? Because 5 years is a long time, and so much has changed in 5 years. Well, guess what? 5 years to come is a long time too. And so much is going to change. And I need you to know that you are strong enough to overcome whatever's coming at you. Why? Because if you look the other way at that girl who was there 5 years ago, you've already done it. You've got all the strength to get through everything that life has thrown at you to this day. Illness, loss, children, life, college, jobs, whatever that may be. You've already gone through that. And you made it. And you're here right now in this moment, stronger, more confident, happier. You know what? 5 years from now, you're going to be stronger, confident, and happier. And all those qualities that you said you looked up to in that person as they walk through, they are all inside you. You just saw it yourself. You know what's possible. It just takes action today. You can't sit and wait for that 5-year person to just walk in. That's not how you get there. The way that you get from this person you are today to the person you will be in 5 years is stepping every single day, one day at a time. The way that you got from where you were 5 years ago to where you are now was one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, one decision at a time. Don't take these decisions lightly. Don't take these steps lightly, because you can take a baby step or you can take one big step. The choice is yours. How much does it matter to you? Honestly, that's the difference. The difference in anyone who's successful and anyone who quits or gives up or stumbles a million times, the only difference is the determination that they have. How much does it matter to you? So I really, really, really want you to sit in this thought and these feelings, and I want you to realize whatever goals you're setting out, whatever you're chasing, whatever you're looking towards, you have everything you need. You have Google, which is filled with tons of knowledge. You have support. Look at all these faces right here. You have the tools. You've made it through the past 5 years. You sure as hell are going to make it another 5 more. Everything that you have is right here. This is the only thing that you got to work on, friend. Loving yourself, growing the smile, becoming more confident. And that doesn't happen just sitting back waiting for life to happen. It doesn't happen just sitting back wishing for easier times. I'm going to tell you, it does not get easier. I started this business with 3 babies, and I was struggling postpartum. I didn't even know it. I was ready to throw in my towel. But you know what? Even in the darkest times, there's light. And I picked myself up one step at a time, and I got through it. And look at me now. And I want you to look at you the way that you look up to those people, the people who you think are doing it all, because they're just like you. They struggle too. There's nothing easy about this life. But the thing is, you're going to figure out a way. You don't have another option. So that's what I got. Hopefully it spoke to you. I am going to read through the chat. So if you guys want to unmute yourself to talk at all, feel free. Thank you for spending the night with, or spending the evening with me. I do want to take a picture real quick. So everyone wipe your eyes. We're going to smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. You guys can ask questions if you want to. Oh my gosh, all the chat.
I don't think any questions, but just to say thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart, I think I speak for everybody here because I can't. Because I remember that call. I remember that call, and I remember her telling us to get disturbed. And that's been something that's been on my mind a lot. It's like, what's going to disturb me so much to make me keep showing up? And I talked about last week how you have to get so desperate for your life to change it. You have to get disturbed about things. And when you were talking about the 5-year, me 5 years ago, I had a toddler and a 1-year-old, and I felt so lost. I felt so lost in my life and in my purpose and in my job and in my relationship and me as a person. And it'll be 2 years next month and that I've been on this journey, and this change that you can make in just 2 years. It just completely floors me that I can look back at the 5-year younger Amy and see how miserable I was and how much I needed my life to be saved. And that's what you did for me. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now. Because I was that low. I was at my complete bottom. I had done things I was not proud of. I had said things I was not proud of. I was so lost in this life, and I didn't know where to turn. And it was about losing weight for me. It was about losing weight and feeling better. And if it wasn't for all these faces here, I wouldn't still be here. I would not still keep going. You start because you want to feel better. You stay because of this community. You stay because of people like Deidre who are willing to not give up on you, who are willing to keep kicking your ass, who are willing to keep showing up and showing you what you need to hear, because it hurts sometimes. But the difference is, are you willing to listen? Are you willing to hear the hard shit? Are you willing to hear the hard shit and come back? Are you willing to do the work to change? Because she doesn't say it because she wants to just hear herself talk. She says it because you need to hear it. And it's hard. It's really hard sometimes because I don't like to be called out of my shit. I want to be the loved one. I want you to love me. I want to be right. I don't want to be looked at for my flaws. I want to fix you. But the only way we can help somebody else is if we help ourselves first. And that's been a huge step in this last year and a half for me.
Well, I think that's super powerful what you just said there too, though, is that you want to be loved, you want to be accepted. But what so many people, and even I still struggle with this, we have to remember is we already are loved. We are already loved by other people. We are loved by our God. The only person who doesn't love us is the person who's looking back in the mirror. We are the ones judging ourselves. So when you can get outside that, I know I'm going to get that, well, I'm introverted. I just can't. We can get outside of ourselves and get past those labels. Don't let that define us. And we can lean in to people and let them love us. That makes the biggest difference. And Amy, I think that's like a huge thing for you too, is letting people love you. You've talked about that multiple times, just going through that process of allowing others in. And you know that I mean, y'all know I'm not a feeler. That's not my thing. I don't like being vulnerable, but allowing people this past year, my best friends just up and left me, allowing people to hurt me and allowing myself to feel it without taking blame. That's powerful. And when you can realize that you are the person you're looking for validation from, you right now, you're just trying to prove to you, when you can realize that you're already accepted as you are, that's when the things start to change. That's when you start to really find that hope in that light. So you're so welcome. Thank you guys for being here with me. If anybody else would like to speak, I know we have some big hearts here. I want you to know that you can totally unmute yourself and this is your safe place. So you are more than welcome to talk. All right. Yes. If you thought this was good, go check out my podcast. I was a crying mess. So anyways, you know that I don't like to waste time. I will let you guys go. I love you so incredibly much. I'm so freaking proud of you. Keep kicking ass. Spirit Week. We will have week 1 presents going out tomorrow. So stay tuned. And I can't wait to see those lip sync battles. I have gotten questions about that. It is different than the dance party. If you don't know what a lip sync battle is, go look it up. Like the TV show lip sync battles, I'm expecting y'all to like up your game. April, I saw yours. That was legit. That was awesome. Good job. I want to see more of them. Shelby, let's hear it,
I
sister.
have a quick question. With that lip sync battle, does it have to be something that I do this week? Because I kind of have a video already on my phone.
No, girl, just share it. I don't care. If you already have an old one, do it. Go for it.
Okay, because that's kind of my thing on Snapchat. So
Perfect. All right. I will hit stop recording.